Today, I want to tell you a beautiful story about American Surrealism. For me, it all started out a couple of years ago when I used to volunteer at the library. I was always attracted to the art section, and one time, a book with very creepy faces on it caught my eye. It was called Surrealist Painters, a tribute to the artists and the influence of Surrealism. It was by Saren Alexandrian. I spent hours on hours looking for this book and finding out about the genre. The systematic dismantling of established values at which Dadaism had worked could lead to constructive results only by bringing into play an organism, and that was Roman surrealism, the host of obscure impulses. This definition comes from the Dictionary of Modern Painting. Every artist was to work alone at his own vision of the world, not concerned with any other others. This book did an amazing job of introducing me to this topic. First of all, it offered biographies of the biggest surrealist painters and artists which influenced the movement most, such as Max Ernst, Andre Breton, Rayman, René Magritte, Frida Kahlo, and the others. But the thing which interested me more about this book are the paintings and the collages and the sculptures. All of them were so interesting, so crazy, so just incredible to look at. It tickled my mind and it made me think about what is art. Some of the paintings which interested me the most are Castle by Joseph Cornell. All these are American Surrealists. The next one is Mandragora by Enrico Donati. The next ones are all the works by Man Ray. He has several paintings, but he is more famous for his photography. Next one is Yves Tengar, entitled. This one boggled me for a really long period of time. And then the last one is Dorothea Tanning Palestra. When you think about surrealism, you really don't think about America, because the whole movement really happened in Europe and it culminated in Paris. But there has been some American influence on the whole situation, and the biggest one is definitely Joseph Cornell. Using the surrealistic technique of unexpected juxtaposition, Joseph Cornell's best-known works are glass-fronted boxes into which he placed arranged Victorian bric-a-brac old photographs, time-stored trinkets, and other found elements, generally referred to as shadow boxes. Resulting pieces are dreamlike miniature tableaux, which inspire the viewer to see each component in a new light. Cornell often used the shadow boxes to address recurrent themes and interests such as childhood, space, and birds. All of us represented an escape of sorts for our creator. He was born in New York and he lived there his whole life. He didn't have any professional education. His shadow boxes were inspired by Max Ernst's collages and Andre Breton's notes under the small objects. For me, his favorite are the series of boxes which have buildings inside of them. For example, this one is a pink palace. This one is very bright, shining, and it's very 3D. The arcs are very curvy and the lines are softer. One I want to talk about right now is the palace. The palace is a picture which I fell in love with when I first saw it. It is so dark and so deep. It doesn't look like a normal picture. It looks like an actual house. It looks like I expect somebody to be there. I expect somebody to just jump out the window right now. But this picture has a lot of negative and positive space. The negative space is smaller, but because of windows, it makes it seem like the whole picture is negative space, but that's not. The lines on this picture are much more straight than the first one, and the windows are all the same size, which creates an interesting effect. Also, the top of the windows looks like the whole house is actually turned to the right, and then the light comes somewhere from the left. The background on this picture is very interesting because you can see the windows are actually cut out, so you can see the branches in the back, which creates a strange effect of the house actually being full. This picture has a lot of meaning behind it. For example, being trapped and not being able to go even though you have a lot of space, or being trapped inside of your brain. Just the whole idea is being not able to escape. The idea is supported by the colors in the picture, where really dull because it's just gray and black basically. Interesting fact, in 1923, Salvador Dali said his work was the only surrealistic work which could be found in America. I want to talk about Man Ray as our second surrealistic uh, painter from America. Uh, his career is distinguished above all for success he achieved both in the United States and Europe. First matured in the center of American modernism in the 1910s, he made Paris his home. And then he went back, spending periods in New York and Hollywood. His art spanned painting, sculpture, film, print, and poetry, and in his long career he worked in styles influenced by Cubism, Futurism, Dada, and Surrealism. He also successfully navigated the world of commercial and fine art and came to be a sought-after professional photographer. He's most remembered for his photographs of the interwar years, in particular the Cumberland's pictures he called the rayographs, but he always regarded himself first and foremost as a painter. The interesting thing about his photographs was he was very involved in them as a piece of art. He didn't think of it as just a way to show something. Models' bodies were his canvas. He showed his realistic nature on them. My favorite picture by Man Ray is the English Fountain, which just represents a naked model in just a juvenile colorful shawl in front of an empty wall with her naked body, and on her body, Man Ray put a little musical notes, which normally are on top of a violin or a big guitar. And this really raises a question about the objectification of women, because women are said to have beautiful curvy bodies like an instrument. No one really looks at them as people. People just want them as an object. A lot of times, especially during those times, people would marry girls just because they would be a trophy wife and then they won't be allowed to work. The colors he used in the picture are interesting, even though you know it's a black and white picture, but still he added some bright moments using the turban and the shawl, and then there's also an earring, and the rest of the lines are very curvy, very soft, like he's trying to show the curves of the body. Going back to our topic, today we talked about American Surrealism and the most influential artists and my favorite works by them. And I just want to say, the book, The Surrealist Pictures, it really did change my life a lot, and I got annoyed with keeping to have to return the book to the library, so I actually got my own copy.